What's up, YouTube? This is Spade here, and why the heck not? Let's continue the OU week for at least one more time, and here's Saturday's battle, an overused match against someone by the name of Skylar. I had a while ago with the Rain team, but again, it's a bit different than last time. I think, like, couple different guys and some different moves and stuff. But anyways, yeah, by the way, my Crash Bandicoot LP is coming to an end later today, so if you guys are interested, be sure to check out that, and I will also leave a link for the playlist of the Let's Play. It's only like 15 episodes long, so if you're into a little nostalgia trip again, you know, I recommend you guys to check out the link in the description for the playlist. But anyways, indeed, today's match will be against someone by the name of Skylar. And I just decided to leave with my Politoad because he doesn't have any rain-changing abilities or any weather guides that could change my rain into something else. So it was overall the safest play. And for some random reason he leads with Heatran, although my Politoad was like super obvious. But I was thinking he could go either into his Vaporeon or this Rotom, so I actually decided to pull a double switch on the first turn. And I go into my Rachi, kind of make a stupid play. And I just go for Thunder because I really wanted to paralyze this thing. But of course he just Volt switches out and gets a crit on the top of that, which kind of, you know, sucks. And I did have Stealth Rocks on this thing, so I really should have just played it safe and went for the Stealth Rocks on the second turn. So that kind of will cause me a bit of a residual damage along the switches. But I go into my Fortress because I know I can take anything that he has. And he actually goes for a Thunder Punch, which is pretty weird, but I don't know why he has it. But, you know, I could have taken an EQ anyway, so not too big of a deal. And I'm just gonna set up some spikes as he switches into his Azelf. And since it is raining, I'm not really too scared of the Fire Blast / Flamethrower, so I'm actually just going to stay in and see what he wants to do. And he actually just taunts me, so it works out pretty good. I get a bit of a damage on him and a safe switch into my Tornadus, and since I am at full health, I know I can take, you know, at least one hit. Although it could have been risky if he had like a Thunderbolt, but at this point, since I already saw the taunt, you know, most likely he won't be carrying that move, so pretty much a safe move to just go for the Hurricane. And he does switch out, and he goes into his Heatran on a balloon. You know, this wouldn't be my battle if there wasn't one. So Heatran on a balloon, though, doesn't take a hit too well, and I'm pretty sure I can take anything from him, since he can't really go for his stab Fire Blast, since the power of it is cut in half because of my rain, and I know I can take a hidden power because, you know, it's only a, you know, hidden power that is not even stab. So he goes for it, most likely Ice, doesn't really do much, and now he actually switches out, goes into his Rotom, which, you know, doesn't really take a Hurricane. It's a solid 2-hit KO. He is Scarf, so I'm actually just going to risk it because the worst case scenario would be for me to get the switch advantage, since he's most likely gonna go for the Volt switch, but he actually hits himself in confusion. This time the Hex Gods favor me a bit, and I just take him out with the Specs Hurricane. But in comes Azelf. From this range he can take me out, so I'm actually just going to opt to switch out, and I go into my Jirachi, but apparently he predicts me to go into either Rachi or the Fortress, and he just goes for a safe taunt, and I don't really want to stay in for that, so I'm actually going to switch into my Fortress. And I'm also pretty sure that he doesn't have the Flamethrower at this point. He's running a bit more like a support set with, I guess, you know, I don't even know. Possibly a stab, psychic, and then something else. And here he goes for a taunt. I'm just gonna go for a safe rapid spin since he did set up his rocks. And here I'm just gonna go for the safe gyro ball because I really just, at this point, I really just wanted to get some solid damage on the Azelf. But he actually just U-turns out of here. But that's a good thing. At least he didn't get a chance to set up his Stealth Rocks again. And that means that my Tornadoes can switch in at least one more time. But he goes into his Vaporeon, and actually with the U-turn, that means that he will do enough damage for me so that I won't be able to recover back to sturdy range. which is kind of funny, but you know, at this point it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna be switching out against this Vaporeon anyways, and I go into my Dragonite, but he actually, there he shows the roar, so you know, Dragonite won't be really doing too much setting up against this thing. I just kind of wanted to scout what he would have. I think I was also running the substitute Dragonite on this time, so I just thought that if he has like Toxic, you know, I might be able to set up a sub and go from there, but it doesn't work out. And of course my Fori gets dragged in again, and this time I just go for the Volt Switch as he goes for the whatchamacallit, Wish, and I go into my Tornadus. Kind of a stupid play, but I was just hoping to, you know, kill this thing. But of course Vaporeon has a really good natural Spec D, even if you don't invest in that. So Hurricane, although usually it wrecks everything like a hurricane and destroys his stuff, this time it will not be enough, and he will just take me out with Scald and get the Wish again. And that is the reason why I have the Spikes and the Stealth Rocks on this team, because that is how usually I roll with this team. You know, set up my hazards and then let them do the job, and then let Tornadus finish the job. But this time everything didn't really go according to plan. But I go into my Rachi, finally set up my rocks at least, and he roars me out into Fortress. And this time I think I just stay in and go for another layer of spikes, if I am not mistaken, because you know, the best way for me to take down this Vaporeon is gonna be with the help of the entry hazards. But he scalds me, gets a burn on me, so you know, Fortress is pretty much going to be useless for the rest of the match. I can't even use it to wall the Azelf anymore, since I already confirmed that he doesn't have fire type moves. He's more of a support set with U-turn and taunt and stealth rocks, and possibly that Psychic as a stab move, or maybe even Psy Shock, I do not know. But anyways, in comes my Politoed. I think I just go for Hidden Power here, if I am not mistaken. I really don't have, at this point, I really don't have too much against this thing, the Vaporeon I mean. But he's gonna predict that and go into his Lucario to take it. Doesn't really do too much, and I'm just gonna switch out though. He goes for Swords Dance, but it doesn't really matter since I do have my Sableye here with the priority Will-O-Wisp, so I can easily just take him out. And he actually goes into his Heatran. I guess he was hoping to live the entry hazard damage and absorb the Willow, but it doesn't work that way. My Spikes and Stealth Rock, only Spikes were able to you know, take him out already, so it doesn't even matter. And he goes into his Flygon for some random reason, but I'm pretty sure I can take anything that he has. He's not even mixed or anything, so I just burn him, and he goes for Thunder Punch, which does like 2 damage, and I'm just gonna set up a substitute on the switch as he goes back into his Vaporeon. And now I'm actually at a pretty good point, because I can taunt this Vaporeon and prevent him from setting up any wishes and healing himself, and then I can go for the Willow and also burn this thing and at least get some residual damage going on, and that way I can eventually at least take him out. And he actually does go for a Wish right here, so I prevent that with Taunt, and on the next turn I'm just gonna go for my Will-O-Wisp. But of course, you know, my luck kinda runs out here as I miss again. That tends to happen whenever I use the Sableye, but then again, it's, you know, 75. 75 is pretty good, but it's just not enough. And getting the residual damage on this thing, you know, would have been really nice, because Vaporeon at this point is the biggest problem for my entire team. You know, I wouldn't have really minded if I had missed on the Flygon, because it would have been unable to do anything anyways. But whatever, Willow misses, and since I am not safely behind the sub anymore, I'm just gonna go into my Fortress as a Death Forest, since it's, you know, pretty much useless and burned and stuff. So here I send out my Jirachi safely, and I just go for a Thunder. It's like one of the best options I have at this point. And Thunder actually does a nice chunk, maybe a 3-hit KO, kinda depending on lefties and stuff. And he actually gets a Scald. Luckily he doesn't get the burn though. But, you know, at least here he kind of has to make a decision whether he wants to kill me off or does he just want to make another wish and continue this stall shenanigans. But I go for Thunder. It may or may not be a 3-hit KO, but he actually does, instead of wishing up, he does decide to just go for the Scald and finish me off, which does at least make things a bit easier for me. And I go in my Politoed, although not really sure if Hidden Power Grass will take him out from this range, but at this point I really don't have many other options, because Dragonite can't really set up on him while he has the Roar. But I go for it, he doesn't want to risk it either, so he switches back into his Lucario, which works, you know, fine, because I can just go into my Sableye, and Sableye is pretty much the perfect counter to his Lucario right here. He can't really do anything. This time he goes for CC, you know, I mean, I'm immune to that, so it does nothing, and I think I just set up a substitute. Oh wait, I pull a double switch, wow, and I go into my Politoed. I don't know if I was predicting the Vaporeon or what, but he actually goes for Thunder Punch, and I went for the Hidden Power Grass again, because the thing was, I did not want his Vaporeon to come in safely, so I didn't want to go for Ice Beam or anything. But since he is locked into Thunder Punch, and he is burned, I decided that this would be a perfect chance for me to go into my Dragonite and set up. And there you can see, every time he hits me with Thunder Punch, I'm able to recover all the way back to multi-scale. So I think I can set up, but he gets an unfortunate Parahax, which really was unfortunate, because at this point I was really fearing if his Lucario has the Ice Punch. I'm really not sure if it's like SD and then Extreme Speed, and if he has the Ice Punch, which they usually do have for Gliscors and Dragonites. And then on the top of that, he gets a crit and I get paralyzed. And that means that I won't be able to recover back to the multi-scale range. But luckily he does not send out his Lucario, meaning that he most likely does not even have the Ice Punch. But that was like, wow, first the Parahax, and then the crit, which meant that I wouldn't be able to get back to multi-scale. But he actually goes into his Azelf. I just go for the Dragon Claw, just a quick take him out. There isn't really too much that I can do at this point anyways. And he goes into his Lucario, but he already pretty much confirmed to me that he does not have the Ice Punch, and he doesn't, as he just goes for a Crunch and kills himself off with the Life Orb Recoil with his Crunch, and there I get a Lolzy Parahax, which at this point doesn't really matter. I think I went for another Dragon Dance or just a safe Dragon Claw, but it doesn't matter as his last guy is the Vaporeon. Luckily I don't get another Parahax. He could have tried to go for Wish Protect, but you know, no Parahax, so I do manage to take him out regardless of the crit and the Parahax on the Dragonite. So that will be the game. So thank you for watching. That will be pretty much all for today. Stay tuned for the final episode of my Crash Bandicoot LP later today. And indeed, that will be everything. And until next time, this is TheFlamingSpade signing out. Peace!